What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steve from the Watch Corner, and today we're going to be reviewing the Victory brand Genesis in the blue dial. Brandon, one of the owners, is a super dope guy. We've been communicating back and forth about the things that I like and don't like about the watch, and just giving him feedback back and forth. And I mean, it's been great, awesome. He's a wonderful guy. I'm getting to know him better. Super awesome. And like I said, in the unboxing, God spoke to him to start this brand. So that's what he did. And with me, I was spoke to when I saw him liking my post and going to his website and seeing what the brand was about. And I wanted to get this on the channel for review. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this camera flipped around and let's get this thing started. I do have to mention that this is a paid promotion and I do get to keep the watch. I do not have to return it to Brandon. It is mine. But you all know me by now. Regardless if I have to send it back or I get to keep it, I'm going to give a 100% honest review because I owe that to everyone who watches this. Okay, and I'm guilty as charged. It's later in the evening and my watch is off, but you all know, if you've been paying attention, I've been getting a lot of stuff in. Different stuff to wear. But yeah, I'm guilty as charged. I don't have nothing. So we have the watch here. And I want to bring you a case of attention. This is the box. Before we go over, we're going to do specs. Victory BB for the Victory brand. Faith is timeless. Went over that in the unboxing. And it says, God bless you, Steve. And then it has his signature there, Brandon Geddes. So we'll get back to this in 1 second. So we're going to go over some things about it. This watch is $235. And this is the Genesis Blue. There's an all gold with the gold dial. There's a black PVD. There's like 4 different color waves in this. But like I said, we're doing the blue. So the case is 316L stainless steel. The movement is a 6P00, and I'm not sure who the manufacturer is of the movement. Water resistance is 3 atmospheres, 3 ATM. The lug width, where the band goes on, is odd. It's 21 millimeters. Which is going to be very trying if you wanted to get a leather bracelet for a strap for this. You'd have to have it custom because they basically are in evens, not odds. The case diameter is 42 millimeters. The case back to the crystal is 10.3 millimeters. The lug tip is 50.3 millimeters. And there's no loom on it. Now the bracelet, you have the double deployment butterfly clasp. I must say it is very comfortable. It really is comfortable. Now I want to show you something. When I sized this, it took me 1 hour. And I am good at sizing him. I mean, I can do double-sided screw pins, for crying out loud. But I have to say, with this, you can see how it has these pieces on the side that they all have to line up in the holes. So where the problem came in at was this. With this is because of that, they're not screw pins. They're those push pins that are folded over. So that's what took me so long, because you got to be careful with them so you don't bend them with these. All these pieces have to line up. And I did reach out to Brandon and say that they need to use screw pins. I had to take 3 links out, and it took me 1 hour, and I know what I'm doing. But you have to be careful with those folded over pins, okay? So if you would have screw pins, you could just push them in and line everything up, and then when it goes all the way down, just screw it the rest of the way in. So I did reach out to him about that, and we'll get back to that later when we get to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So below the 12 o'clock, you have the day of the week. At the 9 o'clock, at the 12 o'clock, you have the date, and then at the 9 o'clock, you have the day. I don't know why I was having a brain fart. To the 3 o'clock, you have the month. And at the 6 o'clock, you have the VB for Victory Brand, and then you have this indicator, okay? Now, this indicator is not a day-night indicator. As you can see now, the sun's starting to peak up on it, okay? I thought that this was a day-night indicator, but you can see below it, you have the 0, and the hand's kind of blocking it, but if you look at the minute hand, it has a 29 on there. So this is some type of hybrid, like full moon type phase, even though it's not a true moon phase because there's not years on here. Now, I reached out to Brandon about that too. And he's more the social media guy, and his partner's more the technical guy. So we reached out to his partner about it. I thought mine was broke because I thought this was a day-night indicator. But that is not the case. So we will get back to that. So the second hand, it actually does, believe it or not, hit the indices, which I like because of my OCD. It actually does. I love the blue second hand. It's kind of a fluorescent blue. I like it a lot. I like the dial. It doesn't do the justice dial if you're not in the sunlight. The bracelet is surprisingly comfortable. On the back of it, you have the Victory brand with stainless steel, Japan movement. Like I said, I'm not sure what that movement is. And then the water resistance of the 3 ATM. I'm not sure what that movement is, if that's a Miyota or what. I'm not sure on what brand movement this is. And then you have the just kind of like the onion style crown. And I mean, this thing is comfortable on the wrist. You saw the B-roll in the beginning. It doesn't pinch. I don't have hairs or nothing, but it fits fine. I mean, this basically is a fashion watch, okay? And I mean, I know that they get bad reps. They get a bad rep, but I'm fine with it, you know. It doesn't have the numbers. It just has the sticks for the hours. I'm fine with that. I mean, the watch is nice. You have the high polished fixed bezel. I don't have a problem with this watch at all. I mean, you might say, wow, this is a lot of money for a quartz watch at $235. Honestly, I think it's worth the price, and it's a well-built watch. And here's the thing, all the stuff that I talked to Brandon about, okay? He took the criticism, you know, because I was nice about it, and he said he was going to talk to his team about it, and they are going to make improvements on it. I told him about the bracelet. And like I said, this kind of hybrid moon phase type thing, they don't have a manual explaining it. So basically, when Brandon talked to his partner, he told me to set it back to the stars, that it will change on its own. And it has something to do on the dial there where you can see it has the 0 down to the 29 down there. So it's some kind of hybrid type, some kind of moon indicator thing. So yeah, when you turn it from AM to PM, it does not change on its own, okay? Because it's not a day-night complication. But on its own, the sun's already come out. It was set on the stars. Now this week, I believe, or next week is a full moon week. So it's changing on its own. You can see the sun's coming up on it. Last week, I had it set to the stars, so it's done this on its own, but just changing it from AM, PM is not going to do anything. So they don't have a manual explaining this, but they're working on it now. So see, I like companies that when I give them constructive criticism says they're going to work on the things. And same with the bracelet too. I suggested screw pins to make it easier with those pieces on the bracelet that just move around, because it's nearly impossible, and you have to be careful not to bend the folded pins when you're putting it in, because those type of pins are really cheap and they can bend easy. So like I said, he went back to his team and his partner, and they're going to make improvements on it. And the first thing they're getting on is making the manual, because I told them you're going to have people returning this watch thinking it's a day-night indicator and that it's broke. So they are getting on that, and that's the things I like to hear with a micro brand, that they take these things that I'm telling them and they take them seriously. So kudos to Brandon and his business partner and team for that. So we'll get to the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's no ugly, okay? The good, I like the neon blue second hand. I mean, it's a comfortable watch. I mean, I like it. I like the blue dial, you know. I mean, I know this is a fashion watch, but I really like it. And I like what Brandon stands for in his brand, okay? So I do definitely 100%, you know, like what he's about and everything. We share the same face as Christian. I'm totally down with his watch. I don't have a problem with his watch, but there are a few bads, and I just have to be honest. And it's things that I've been talking to you all about that I'm mentioning on here. Number one, it needs a manual to explain this moon type phase hybrid, because it's not a day night indicator. Is number one. Number two, you need to go with a 22 millimeter lug width bracelet, because you have to get a custom for a 21. It's going to be nearly impossible. You have to get something custom made, or you'd have to cut down the ends of a 22 millimeter leather strap if you wanted to put it on to get it on there. And number three is they have to go with screw pins in this bracelet, okay? Because it makes it so difficult to size, because you have to be so careful of those pins. So that are, you know, my three bads. There's no ugly on it. I recommend this watch. I like it. Everybody needs at least one or two fashion watches to put underneath your cufflink. I'm going to wear this to my cousin's wedding next month. It's very thin. It'll fit under the sports jacket and my dress shirt perfectly. So I definitely do recommend this, but there's things that they are going to improve on, and I'm happy about that. So that's all I have. I'm giving a definitely, you know, didn't hold no punches back, but there wasn't nothing super, super bad. But like I said, with a watch like this, with the moon phase type hybrid, whatever you want to call it, somebody correct me if I'm wrong and tell me what this is if it's not a day-night indicator, because you can see on the bottom of the dial it has a 0 to the, I'm trying to zoom in on it, to the 29. So somebody please tell me what that is then. But they definitely need a manual explaining it, you know, like definitely that's a most important thing. So that's all I have for you all today. If you like this, please hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading, comment and subscribe, and I appreciate every single one of you. And please remember, time is short. Let someone care about know how much you love them today, and have a great evening.